Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius moons. Welcome to Firefly Moon Tarot. Today we are going to be doing a full moon or a moon reading for a new moon in Capricorn. So I'm going to start off with explaining what a Capricorn new moon is. Then I'm going to go into channeled messages, and then I'm going to do the general reading. Then I'm going to clarify with your sun sign, and at the end there will be a short breathing rejuvenation series. So a little bit about the new moon in Capricorn. It is, first of all, known off as the Forgotten One's moon. So this energy brings up a lot of that forgotten child situation of possible memories of isolation, or not just isolation, but being left out of a community, being left out of a home. Oh wow, I have black ash on my hands for matches. Being not fitting into a community in which you feel should accept you. This can be a bit of a sad period in time if you commiserate in these memories. However, it's also, I mean, every trial and tribulation, every dark moment of the soul and dark seed of the soul, all that deep childhood wounding, that any time that we address those situations, we always come out stronger. We always get taught a lesson, or we face a hard truth in which progresses us towards a new look at how we can achieve something, how we adapt to things, how we time management, how we, participate in relationships. And the moon is all about adaptability and an individual's way of adapting, which again is ruled by your moon sign. So in this Sagittarius, you are a moon that definitely enjoys their freedom, does not like claustrophobia. Not just a physical concept of claustrophobia, but actual like emotional claustrophobia or psychological claustrophobia. You will feel, if somebody tries to put limiters on you, whether that's where you live or what you believe in or what you want to study or who you want to love or how you want to live, if somebody puts limiters on you, you want to leave. You want to get out of that situation. You want to go. You want to explore something new. You learn by doing. And I don't mean you learn math by doing math. I mean, you learn about life by experiencing life. So Sagittarius, this kind of moment of this forgotten child, which tends to rip away or chip away at that energy that promotes curiosity, wonder, enthusiasm, decisiveness, or even the negative sides of emotions like rage, frustration, anger. It can inhibit those kind of feelings or those kinds of wants. So a Sagittarius, you really have to be careful of feeling psychologically constricted at this time. And really look for ways, especially during this is the holiday season, so you may be forced to have to travel someplace that you really don't want to travel, even though you love traveling. And because you may be forced to travel there. And there's something about spontaneity that you enjoy more. Like you have no problem, like almost at any other circumstance, going to that place. But because someone is telling you that you kind of have to go because the family's counting on you, or, I am counting on you, that it just tends to be more tedious, and you don't want to let that ruin a situation for you because you do love traveling. And so try to focus on those aspects more. Let's see. It's also, Sagittarius, I would say you're not really prone to feeling excluded by things because you create your reality wherever you are. So this isn't as like this, and that type of energy is not going to affect you as much as it would, let's say, the Scorpio or the actual Capricorns. You you're also ruled by Jupiter, which is, a philosophical, philosophy, learning, luck. So if there's, like I said earlier, if there's lessons you have to learn, you will address those lessons. You'll enjoy the philosophical aspect of, why do you feel this way? What is the purpose of this? I mean, I would say the only thing is when you're trying to have those discussions during Christmas at Christmas dinner with either your crazy Uncle Tom or your crazy Aunt Karen, is Sagittarius is, you don't mean to be condescending. Now, your bluntness can come out sometimes as, and there's no reason, and you shouldn't apologize this. I'm not saying that you should apologize this, but I mean, don't surprise when people get hurt feelings when you're just absolutely honest with them, because that's who you are. You're just honest, and it's not a bad thing and not a good thing, but there are some fragile egos out there, and there's a lot of grievance-led energy right now. Almost every reading I've done, and even the readings that I've watched on, other readers that I read, their tarot readings, the Tower is coming up a lot. Though the collective energy right now seems a lot of unstable, the instability. Just, I don't want to put a noun on it or a verb on what kind of instability it is. It's just right now there's some instability within the collective on a global scale, and it is just breeding for moments for things to erupt. And this can be in a massive butterfly effect where it starts in one place and it just spreads around the world. But, if there's anyone that is actually prepared for it, Sagittarius is, because your adaptability as far as like moving with the flow of thing and moving with nature's forces and being able to utilize, the temperance energy, that the spirit and the soul and all that, I mean, you'll come out stronger. So you have a good ability to deal with those large Tower moments. So that's just a little bit general knowledge about the moon right now and how it's going to relate to your moon sign specifically. The channeled messages I got for you, the biggest one, the strongest one, obviously came in the dream. Creativity. I would say if you are having some creative ideas right now, if you're a writer or storyteller in some way, this is a great time for you to, write those down and find collaborators for it. People you trust, though. Be wary. Like, it may be someone that it also feels excluded from or that feels excluded from a community, since is the forgotten child's moon. So you may find companionship or a partnership with someone who is going through an isolation period, and this kind of helps them get out of it, and you're helping. But there's I had some amazing dreams. I think really storyteller dreams that someone could turn into a series of books or a Netflix TV show or CW TV show. Also, and to support that, even I got the two of emotions fell out earlier from a different deck. Just as I was heading to do this reading, I felt compelled to be like, oh, one more message. Do you have a message to tell me? And it was the two of emotions just confirms that there is possibly a creative endeavor on the horizon. This could also mean that this partnership possibly is a love partnership that leads into a work partnership as well, or a work partnership leads to a, emotional connection partnership. So I see that. And the other one, which, I mean, it was kind of sad, but totally adorable. Someone out there may be looking to either foster or adopt a pit bull that has lost two of its legs. And it's not like the two of the legs where it's either the front legs or the back legs. It's two legs. It was two legs, two right legs. So it was both the front paw and the back paw for this pit bull, and he looked like just a potato. He was just a little potato. He's a little older dog as well, and it was a boy dog. And oh my God, just so adorable. I just cuddled and hugged and kissed him, and he'd like kind of go in circles because he couldn't really walk right, so he'd try and get up and he'd just fall over, but he'd like kind of like worm around in circles. And I mean, whoever, if you're thinking of adopting him, I think he'll be a great addition to your family. Obviously there are some tribulations that go with taking care of a handicapped dog, because like he may not be able to poop, you know, the same, like dogs are able to put that pressure on those back legs to poop, so he may have trouble pooping places. So I mean, but either, I mean, if there is somebody out there that's looking to adopt that dog, positive, like he will just give you so much love. My gosh, I mean, just like I said, he's a little bit older of a dog. He's like the kind of pit bull brand that's the black and brown, the dark black and brown, that's kind of like tiger eye, you know, striped. But didn't know his name. I say positive choice. Definitely adopt a little bugger. He is adorable. Or maybe that's a message for, no, I haven't seen one, but all right. So having said that, I have cleansed your space. I have shuffled the cards, and I am going to start with the general message. So this is a Sagittarius new moon. I'm using my favorite, like this is the deck I've had the longest, the first deck I ever owned. I love this deck. I love the symbolism in the deck. All the different cultures involved in this deck and the symbology. So some of you may not like it. I absolutely adore this deck. Okay, I'm going to start off putting these out. Three major arcana so far. Sun, Magician. Okay, so this is, I mean, even if there's a Nine of Wands, which in this deck is a little bit different, it's, I mean, this is the Sun and the Magician. So, also both fire. I mean, this is, yeah. Some fire, Mother of Wands. Oops. Or is in there, or Queen of, yeah, Mother of Wands. Wow, and then we have Aeon, another major arcana. Isis. All right. Thank you, Spirit. This is Sagittarius new moon. Emperor, my goodness. Okay. This is Sagittarius new moon for this Capricorn new moon. And forgotten child. There might be way too many cards there. I'm going to put these out together because they came out together. Okay, let's see if I can. And this one might just be telling me what the, okay, so when I mentioned earlier that there may be love involved with someone, so we do already have a divine counterpart. We have the King and Queen of Wands. We have Kali and Brahma. So there definitely may be a divine partnership coming in. And this is definitely a sexual partnership. I mean, if it was the King and Queen of Pentacles, I might say that it is strictly only work. But this one is something like the collaboration. It may, like I said, start in work, but it leads to, I mean, it's definitely in a very intense sexual relationship, or very lucrative or happy, intense sexual relationship. In fact, I believe Kali went to lengths to keep Brahma happy. And she would, I mean, obviously she's also a very destructive force. She has the ability to destroy worlds, but then nurture and breathe the entire, create a whole new world. And with the Empress at the bottom of the deck, I feel that there's definitely an idea, like some epiphany thing that you need to nurture, that you absolutely need to nurture, and it will blossom something, not just spiritually, like it, not just like lucrative for you, but I mean, it might be also very a spiritual growth thing. Like you may see a lot more value in yourself and a lot more value to the world because this mission or this creative endeavor leads you on a path to looking through things through a different prism of light, you know. And I mean, love can pretty much change how you view anything as well. So this I'm going to kind of keep here around Kali, and this is the underlying energy of the read. Now going through again just specifically what we have here. So over here we have Kali, the Sun, the Magician in the South, and the Nine of Wands. So if you put your mind to something right now, there are some powerful forces. Like you are a strong manifester. This is some very strong battle style energy. I mean, with this, the Nine of Wands here in front of the Tree of Wisdom, and, you know, the tail of this tree that survived a civilization that's always in war. Like, you know, it just, it's like a battle you may have fought before, or you have experienced. Like this could be past life as well. Like there's something you've been trying to achieve, and now is finally the time for you to achieve it. This is the right time. The divine timing is lining up for you. There's going to be a lot of happiness, and it's almost like the joy that you find in doing this is what is also going to lead to the manifestation. Like it's in the power, like stepping into your power, you're this strong divine, like, I mean, she's just a major warrior, you know, battle survivor. And this Nine of Wands, I mean, you're almost going to enjoy the trials and tribulations that go along with achieving this. Like every setback, you're going to enjoy finding the solution to it. And being as you are a Sagittarius, this may require you to travel different places. Like literally, you might go to India for some reason, or I mean, in this case, it could also be Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or Nepal. This is what I think of the African plains when I look at this. You may go to Africa. You may go to a mountain somewhere. But what I see is you being so excited to try this new thing. Like it is getting you the jitters. Like it's getting you the goosebumps. You're getting all like butterfly stomachs for starting this new thing. And that is what is going to make fighting for its success so much more worth it. And, you know, this has the word power underneath it. So it's all about you have the power to stand there and, you know, knock down each one of these, you know, possible limitations. So we have, the Sun here, which is a Leo card. Magician, we have Taurus, Earth sign. But again, the Magician is all the wands, the cups, the pentacles, and the sword. So it is the intellect, it's the passion, it's the financial aspect, it's the emotional connection. Like all these things are driving some kind of new, and like I said, it could also be a relationship. Like this thing, like this is the relationship you have been asking for and you have been manifesting, and you have gone through some bad experiences. But either way, even if this person tries to push you away, and if you don't think that, you know, it's not easy at the beginning, you are going to fight for it. You're going to see that it's worth fighting for, that there's something there, and you're going to keep going. I mean, it may be that you're from different places. You may not live near each other. but distance isn't going to be an issue for you because you love traveling. So that's like, whatever. Like, yay. Okay, and so what we have here in the middle, we have 3 major arcanas here in the middle with Isis. So we have the Hermit, Aeon, the Daughter of Swords, which is Isis, and the Emperor. So I've seen that there's been some downtime, that you have been going through a bit of a lonely period. Like, you probably haven't been able to travel as much as you'd like, and all the places you've gone have been nothing but disappointing, or, you know, there's a real sense of, this is the kind of the energy of the moon, a little bit of isolation and exclusion. This maybe self-isolation, like, or purposeful exclusion, but like hidden in the background. I don't know if you can see this triangle with the eye in it. It's so hard to see. Let's see. Okay, there's a triangle here with an eye in it. It's the same triangle that's in the Empress. This is just blasted out. Like, it's being shot forward. It's no longer in the Hintergrund, and like, that's where it is during this moment. Like, there was this inspiration, this idea, this knowing, this knowledge, and you were out there trying to find it. Like, you had all these different voices in your head, and it was just getting too much. You're trying to light your way, you're trying to find your path, whatever. It just took you a little time. And the thing is and that's the nice thing, like the Isis, it's the work you put in, like, you know, finding something and really focusing in on it and learning all you can about it. That knowledge seeker. In this case also, Isis was one of a divine partner to her brother Osiris, who her other brother killed because he wanted to control her. So there is, like, obviously, yeah, I think this is Osiris here. And I forget Mut, or I forget the brother that killed him. It'll come, but so there is also a story of love here, something that possibly has been kept from you, or maybe divine timing wise, it just wasn't right, or maybe they were dating somebody you knew, and it just was wrong. But either way, this time away, you see how, this time that you took away to focus in on what you needed to learn about something, it's like this child, just this, you know, impregnated child here, you know, like, and this Aeon, it's all about, I mean, here we have all the elements again: the water, the fire, the air, and the earth. Like, all of it is here. The fire is like falling up, and the rain is coming down. And it's all about, again, creating this new birth with all the elements that you've been given, all the life's secrets that you've been awarded through your travels or through your experience so far. Now, if you're young, I mean, this is a little heavy to be a young person's reading, I do have to say. If you're older, this could still apply to you, I think, even if you're in retirement age. I mean, there's no limitation on when you want to follow your dream or start something new or to become a published author. I mean, recreating and going through a life pivot nowadays. I'm like, America, but I mean, at least in America, definitely more in America, it's easy. It's not easy, I would say, but there's a lot more openness around pivoting your career to follow your dreams to what you want to do. And where in some European countries, you know, it's you're pretty much, I mean, even at a certain age, you're told whether you're going to go to university or not. And you can only go to university if you attend certain high schools. And when you go to university, you're pretty much guaranteed a diploma. That's why they limit the people who can go. So when you study for something, they really want you to just do that thing, even if it is a learned skill. So there's not a whole lot of pivoting done there. Not to say that it's not possible. It's just not as frequent. Now, in some cultures and areas where, sometimes girls don't even have an opportunity to go to school, or you grow up in pastoral lands, this could still apply to those kind of people as well, because either you're getting an opportunity to self-learn, and this is a great step because you have the quality to create something within your community. Perhaps you've seen an outlet for even tutoring young girls, or a place where young girls can go to feel safe, or a new way to farm your lands that you can transmit to other nearby areas, so you sustain the viability of the crop yields instead of depleting it, and in such limiting the infighting and the lives lost between warring tribes. I mean, it can be a lot of interesting different avenues in which this relates to your life, but I mean, there's absolute joy. You know what this is because it literally makes you, like, your teeth tingle. It makes you so happy, whatever this opportunity is and this new journey or quest that you're going on. And by journey or quest, I mean, like, you can literally be learning something new, or starting a new book or chapter, or even researching this kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be a physical movement. I mean, with the Isis here, and the card of knowledge and intellectual prosperity and learning, it's definitely more or less an intellectual evolution. This could also be an individual finding a more spiritually guided path. I mean, the sun can definitely be all about spiritual guidance. The Empress underneath, most certainly. I like a lot of the snake metaphor that's coming in too. Like the intelligence that's projected through that. And this, like, eye of wisdom that's just looking down, or eye of knowledge, eye of knowing, is what I'm reading from it. But I see this is definitely not something that you have done before. It might have been something you have thought about before, but it's not something that you've ever actively participated in before. And this Emperor at the end, the Emperor and the Empress, also divine partnership, very interesting. And the way that they kind of do this one even is they're holding their staves in opposite hands, but they still have the crowns on top, except hers, I believe, is 8-sided and his is only 4-sided. No, hers is 6-sided and his is 4-sided. And he stands also in front of the tree of knowledge, like Odin's tree is what this is. Yes. And water is always an emotional experience. So I see these partners, this partnership. It's literally numbers 3 and 4. I mean, the way that they stand together like that, just naked and out into the world, and in complete control and power of their situation, of their environment, of their landscape. I think this is beautiful. So it's something that you definitely have a skill for, I would say, and it's something that the partner, your cooperative partner, probably has a skill for. But like I said, there may be a distance between you. There may be a cultural difference between you. But either way, you're both on this knowledge path. I mean, I'm really seeing this, and because I'm seeing it in a 2 vein, like, or not in just 2 veins, like, I cannot separate the fact that there is some kind of relationship, like this entire thing is about a new creative endeavor, something that you've been manifesting, something that allows you to feel more like actually the agency of yourself, your id, is just illuminated by the possibility of completing this. Like, this completes you instead of something, instead of someone completing you. Like, you feel like this journey that you're going on to achieve this creative endeavor is going to complete you. And it just so happens that you're going to, the person in which you most likely collaborate and cooperate with will become a sexual partner, and you will grow great things together. Now, this last one over here, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands in reverse. So this is illusion of success. This is failure, interference, and oppression. So I think this right here is all explaining this 9 of Wands. Like, these are, like I said, you're going to enjoy overcoming all these battles, but these are the battles that you're going to have to fight. So now with the illusion of success in reverse, I actually think this is a positive aspect, because, I mean, obviously in this case it is illusions of success, but in this case it's like the illusions are disappearing and all that's left is this Ace of Cups. Like, all of them, you know, like if you see all these are pouring down, yet when it's in reverse you have this one single Ace of Cups. So there is no choice, you know, there's no distraction of choice. This is it. So that is very clear. That first choice that you make, or that first battle, is understanding the clarity in which the message, whatever it is, comes to you. This isn't a battle of choice. I mean, you just really have to understand that there is only one choice, and that is it. Now, this, however, on the other hand, this failure, this cup, or this 8 of Cups, as failure. Now, in this case, you know, I see this as the different avenues in which you try and put this creative endeavor together. I see, like, the way you see those old movies where somebody is typing on a typewriter and it's like, oh no, that's not it, and so they crumple and ball something up and throw it in the trash, and the next one and the next one. So all these are just those crumpled up drafts that you're going to have to battle through, because eventually it's going to, you're going to get the, I mean, I see great, that the Judgment, the Sun, and this one, this 8 of Swords, this, I feel way more in response to the energy that's around you right now, that it is going to try and like lock you up, like all these swords have locked up that tree. Like, you can't get out without cutting yourself. I feel like that's is going to, you have to be aware of the energy going on right now so you can avoid this. Now, it's not going to be easy, and it is going to be one of your trials, but eventually you'll come out of whatever blockage that you are facing, whether it is being distracted by sexual tension between the two of you and not being able to focus. If you're distracted by instead, like, thinking about them instead of writing. If you're distracted by making a bad impression on the individual because, you know, you don't want to disappoint them, like you want to prove your best, don't worry. Judgment is here. I mean, none of these ideas are going to be bad. It is all the creative process is always about finding the right tool that works and the right direction to go. Like, even Einstein said something about, you know, nothing is a failure, it's just an opportunity to learn. And you're not gonna, this person is as attracted to you as you are to them, and they're probably could be going through the same things as you. If they're, I mean, since in this case, I mean, they don't have to be a fire sign, but if they are a fire sign, they may literally be the same fire sign as you. If not, this is the Aries and this is Leo. So those other fire signs are already here. And this is an Aries card and this is a Leo card. To me, this is a Leo card. Some people see it as Aries. I see it as Leo. Only one not out here actually is Sagittarius, but I'm guessing we're going to get one of those in the clarification. So this is that energy that you're going to definitely have to try and avoid. And this 10 of Wands in reverse, this oppressions, or oppression. Is it focusing? It does not want to focus. It's focusing on my finger for some reason. There we go. Okay, you kind of see these are heads of bats. At least they are to me. They're bat heads that are upside down, which is, this is the normal way that bats obviously sleep. You know, not this way. So what I see out of this one is that it's, I mean, you literally have kind of like, you're being repressed here, and then you're releasing that oppression. I feel like what it's saying in this context is that these limitations, whatever you were feeling during this hermit mode and this limitation where you felt you had to go inward and you had to like learn all this stuff, like you really were excited about something happened in your life, some twist of fate happened in your life. And it pushed you because you had been manifesting whatever this is, the outcome. But then something came in and, put a puddle in front of you. And it caused you to go into this hermit mode to learn something. And you came out of it just growing this tree, Odin's tree of knowledge behind you. I mean, he was the man who invented runes. So this is the rune. This is the Hebrew glyph. So this knowledge of even creating a language. So definitely speaking, writing, performance, definitely may have to do with whatever creative endeavor that you're working on. Doesn't have to. Obviously, this is a general message. Please take what resonates and leave behind the rest. So I'm seeing this 10 of, by having achieved that, you released yourself. You are no longer oppressed by the situation. And that is almost how you're going to deal with these 2 8s. And the fact that they came up together and next to each other, and this is definitely going to be the challenge situation for you. Not feeling like a failure, not feeling like you're confined. And you don't have to feel restricted by anything. You don't have to feel that you're going to lose this person's interest if you don't sound smart enough, or if you don't produce something perfect the first time. Like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It is going to worry. Because this isn't like the other thing is, if it's upright, that the cycle's ended. In this case, it's just going to keep this lingering feel. I mean, you're going to be trapped in a little bit of this negative space, this dark space, this like the way that this one bat kind of rules over the other ones. You're going to still have these questionable moments. I mean, you're not going to be 100%, confident all the time, but you are still confident about what you're doing, and you still strong enough to want to know what you want and to do what you want. And you are definitely, absolutely, 100%. This is going to work for you, and it is going to make you very happy. And this may be something, actually, like I said, most of you, it's something that brand new that you haven't done before. And for some of you who are younger, this may be a project that you're starting now that will actually, you may have to go through like years where you leave it on the back burner, and then all of a sudden a moment, something happens and fate puts a puddle in your path or something that redirects you, and all of a sudden you pick it back up. You're like, oh yeah, wait, I have to go. This is what I was doing. This is what was making me happy then. So don't, like, if you don't get immediate success with it right now, don't throw it away. Don't forget about it, because it's going to lead to something amazing, both in your personal life and like personal as far as in independent growth and a partnership. I mean, I see partnership all over this reading. I'm going to ask Spirit now for the advice card or just a further message from the oracles. Please, Spirit, this is our Sagittarius new moon. Okay, that's way too many. That is way too many. I can't imagine. You know what? There may be three. This may be applicable in three different. Here, let's see. Let's see. Let me. Okay. Okay, this creative endeavor. Okay, for those of you who I said that this is something totally new. This came out of a kind of judgment moment, the birthing, the impregnation of something new. Those of you resonating with that sector of the message, when I mentioned earlier that you would be finding kind of a spiritual evolution and that you would be up, you know, evolving a bit of, you know, like I said, you just come out it with a new perspective of how you interpret the world around you. You know, this Empress, just you connect to ideas differently. For those of you that resonated most with that message, this is your specific oracle card. This is energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. So this isn't saying completely let go of who you were or how you did things, but yes, in order to understand something, we all have a basis. We all have to have the basis of what the word means, you know, what the word what means. There is a certain level of base form knowledge that you need to have in order to navigate the everyday world. You need to know what 1, 2, and 3 are. Why is it important? Why, like when you go into a store and you want something, you have to pay for it. They're just a baseline of knowledge that you need to have in order to navigate the world. That is the baseline that is just, okay, yeah, a new way of being, though, integration. So integrate how you naturally interact with the world, but now you're just understanding your role in it a lot more. This could definitely be as someone a coming of age situation where they're going out on their own, away from their parents, and they have to understand what it means to pay bills, what it means to work. You know, I mean, following your dreams, definitely. You don't want to be your parents, you know, you see that and you don't want to be them. So, I mean, there's just, but it's, whatever this endeavor is, I mean, some of it you could be going to college. That is your creative, it's like you were deciding which one to go to. And you're going to find a love that you've been wanting because you guys go to a certain class, you're in the same class together, and you get put on a project together of some sort. And this is the exact kind of project that you've always wanted, like that, like you didn't even know you wanted until you got it. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is exactly, you know, and now you know even what you want to major in. And that could be something that is not even closely related to what you originally wanted to major in, which is what this kind of thing is, these 8s. All right, this next one. This one is for me, it's the people who are resonating with literally just the love message of this reading. Because like I said, it's a very sexually charged relationship. Although, I mean, the Empress with the Emperor, it can still be sexually charged, but it's a little bit more grounded in a respect for each other, like a knowing of each other, you know. This is devotion. Tune in to the portal of your heart. And in this case, all those people out there who are saying, I don't deserve this, or you're having that conversation with you, I don't deserve this, that this constant, you don't want to disappoint them. Like, what if you come out sounding stupid, or what if you come out, you know, not being perfect? Like, you have this idea of wanting to be perfect around this person. You're worth more than that. Don't do that to yourself. This is telling you to tune into your heart. You are worth it. You are beautiful. Both of you. This is not gender specific. We have the Emperor here, very confident creature, and the Father of Wands and Mother of Wands. And yes, it is true that people that appear confident on the outside can be squishy on the inside. So this is definitely saying work on your inside to reflect more of your outside. You do need to learn to love yourself, because if you don't yet, that's the biggest, that's almost like, forget what knowledge you need to know about what you're doing. That's what you need to spend more of that hermit time also having focused on. All right. Okay. Then for the group of you who resonated with the message about really just actually this hermit and this Isis, this energy of having the message of the overall moon is when you're feeling excluded from things, or having felt left out of situations, or having felt limited by situations where you don't feel the true you can explore and expand the way that you want to, and therefore you've decided to be in hermit mode. And during this time, you've gone towards the books and you're like, I'm going to read something new. I'm going to learn something new. What this is about is what led you to this situation. And this is who or what is triggering you. So what the lesson that I hope you learned from this is that whatever the situation that led you to this was not somebody else's fault. It was not only because of a certain situation or circumstance or experience. It was a culmination of your own personal agency not being able to handle any either and or of those situations. And it's the thing about mirroring, or what's triggering you, it's not an external thing that eventually ends up triggering you. It's your inability to adapt, accept, acknowledge, or reflect the situation properly to where you're not negatively affected by it. And I hope that's what you learned there, is that the personal growth that you can experience by having gone through a situation, in this case, there might have been a power dynamic is what I'm getting for you. There may definitely the Emperor and the Empress there, versus like, even these can be strong figures, but there could be another figure that is stronger, that has more legacy than you. And there may have been a power dynamic that led you to question whether either you belonged there, whether you wanted to be there. And what you need to realize is that however you reacted, it was your own personal decision to react that way. And you've probably, hopefully, learned something about that situation that allows you to confront it in a different manner and a healthier manner going forward. Because they may, like, this power dynamic definitely that could be where you feel like you were a failure in their eyes, and that you can't do anything right. No matter how, no matter how much you try, you can't do anything right. And whatever, like, even if you give it your all and give it your best, none of these opportunities worked out. And that's not the case. It is all learning, and they may not have worked out specifically as you wanted them because they weren't supposed to work out in that way, because it wouldn't have offered you the sun situation, the one that you're going to get now, having learned this lesson and now knowing from that experience. Okay. So it seems we have 3 different types of messages here for Sagittarius, though all of them seem to kind of be based on a definite internal learning, a divine counterpart, a creative excursion, a divine intervention moment, and possibly a power dynamic. Struggles, trials, tribulations, but conquering those with true success and understanding is what I'm seeing out of this. So thank you very much, my Sagittarius full moons. I am going to now go into the clarification cards. So since there were 3 different tracks, I am not going to ask a specific message on each one of these. I am hoping that the Spirit will automatically provide us with the correct card for the sun sign who needs to see it. If you enjoyed the video so far, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, there is a short meditation at the end if you want to fast forward to that and you don't need any clarification. If you want to stay and watch me deal the cards out, you can. If not, you can meet me at your specific sun sign clarification card. Thank you very much. Love and light. All right, Spirit, we have for Aries, please give us some clarification guidance. What does Aries Sun, Sagittarius Moon need to know at this time for their highest good? Thank you very much, Spirit. All right, next we have Taurus. Taurus, what do our Taurus suns, Sagittarius moons need to know at this time for their highest good? Please, Spirit, thank you very much in guiding us here during this new moon cycle. Take that one. That's not going back into the deck. All right. Next up, we have Gemini. Gemini. What do our Gemini suns, Sagittarius moons need to know during this cycle? We've gotten a couple of doubles already. This is really, there were some complex messages. There were definitely 3 different tracks of messages here. So there's a lot of messages here for a limited amount of people. Okay, that one is going to be Cancer. Oh, and Cancer, if you're watching me do this, in the as I meditated on the card, Spirit did give me the story of Boudica. So I will share that during your message. So there was a specific guided message for you. All right, next up we have Leo. What are our Leo sun, Sagittarius moon? Can please guide them for their highest good? What do they need to know? And I believe a card, yes it did. All right, next up is Virgo. Our Virgo suns, Sagittarius moons, please guide us, guide them. We would like to be guided for the highest good of our Virgo sun, Sagittarius moons during this new moon cycle. Thank you very much, spirits. We're looking for a card for Virgo. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. That card was obviously specifically for some Virgo. All right, next up, after Virgo, we have our Libras. Libra sun, Sagittarius moon. Please help guide us for their highest good. What do they need to know during this new moon time? Thank you very much, Spirit. We're looking here again for Libra Sun, Sagittarius Moon. Libra Sun, Sagittarius Moon. I'm wondering if there are any Sagittarius Moon, Libra Suns that are watching. I'm going to take that one. All right, after Libra, we have Scorpio. So, please, spirits, guides, guardians. Scorpio, we have it. And after Scorpio, we have, I believe, Sagittarius. So we have our Sagittarius Sun with our Sagittarius Moon. So, Spirit, please guide them for their highest good. Thank you very much. After Sagittarius, we have Capricorn. And this is a new moon in Capricorn. So our Capricorns can be on the depressive side if this is your, you know, some of those depressing messages and this isolation. That's definitely you. This is going to be our Capricorn Sun and Sagittarius Moon. Next up after Capricorn, we have Aquarius. So there we are. And after Aquarius, we have Pisces. So we're looking for our Sagittarius Moon, Pisces Suns. Sagittarius Moon, Pisces Suns. All right. Thank you very much, Spirit. All right. Welcome back, Aries Sun, Sagittarius Moon. The messages from Spirit for you are the Knight of Wands, upright. This is Hattie McDaniels, Miss Hattie. And you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. So, our Aries Sun, Sagittarius Moon. What I'm getting out of you is you're definitely the one I was saying about the distractions and the not being able, the worries about not being able to perform right. And this fire energy, it may make you emotionally. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is you're definitely driven at this time. You're feeling overwhelmed by the sexual attraction of the situation that you're in. So this is definitely, in some sense, the love message of it. However, you're having a problem trying to figure out your emotional connection to the situation. This is not giving you that healthy emotional connection situation that you would like to present to you, that you would like to have. And this could be really feeling like either you're emotionally slutty, like you thought you shared too much too soon, or that you're having unhealthy connections, like you get sad if they don't text you enough, or you call too many times if they don't answer, or, it just, there may be some toxic behavior that's possibly being caused by your attraction to this individual. My guidance here is there's almost really no way to work through that. Oops. Hello. Except by, stuff being like literally putting a lock on all the types. Like if I don't see the Knight of Swords anywhere in, oh, wait. Oh. This could be, okay, this definitely be wary of doom scroll, like checking up on their Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I mean, I know that only applies to the younger crowd. And in this case, if you're a cross watcher, and if you're watching that this is the person you're dealing with, I feel like they may have a unhealthy emotional connection, because maybe they didn't go through this hermit kind of like stage that you did. This could also mean that you are still going through this hermit stage and you've got some things you need to learn. Because this might be someone that you may be separated from during the holidays, I would say take this time to be alone. See how you feel about being alone. Realize that what you feel is real and it's really there. It's not just, you know, driven by carnal urges, new love urges. I would definitely say be wary of jumping in too quick, because this creative endeavor has the ability to sustain itself. Like, this is something that can continue on, but I feel like if you don't learn enough about each other now in a friendship stage, it's not going to have as much foundation to grow on. So I see that you guys have there's passion, there's connection, but you both need to work on the emotional connection, the truth, the deep, the trust, the home. Again, this is a moon sign, so it's all about the Cancer's 4th house of family foundation and even fertility. Like, if you're having this much sex, be careful, first of all, about possibly getting pregnant. I would recommend use protection. This is too new to bring a baby into, and you don't want to bring a baby into this kind of relationship, because especially if this is a Sagittarius, if the other person is doing this to you, I mean, if somebody is already trying to limit you and constrict you, like, you're just gone. You're like, no, you're not using that child as a reason to keep me around. I mean, they'll want to love their child, but they will literally leave just because they would feel that you force that on them. So, definitely work on some of the emotional trust in the relationship that's usually brought through communication, because what I'm lacking to see here is any, you know, real sword cards. So I would say the advice for those Aries, Sagittarius, communication is key right now, because the emotional side of this relationship is getting a little imbalanced compared to the sexual attraction. And that could cause, you know, this 8 energy over here. Now, the 8s are strong in the sense that you need to use strength to overcome them. They are connected to the strength card. So it's just not going to be easy. It's going to be work. And that's so either you've done it or you need to do this hermit energy here. All right. Thank you very much, my Sagittarius moon, Aries sun. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And before you leave, go ahead and check the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for returning to me. This is our Sagittarius moon and our Taurus sun. Now, it should be no surprise that almost the only pentacle that came out under Taurus. Actually, if it's under, I was going to say Capricorn, but I don't think this is Capricorn. I think this is Capricorn, but Capricorn, it wouldn't surprise me either. There is a pentacle over here, but, and that's in Leo unusually. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Why isn't this focusing? There we go. Queen of Pentacles. Anna Jarvis, and as many times I've had to explain, Anna Jarvis is the reason that we celebrate Mother's Day in the United States and around the world. Now, it may be on different days around the world, but in the United States, we celebrate it on this day because of this woman, and it spread to other places because, I mean, why wouldn't they want to celebrate their mother? You know, is what I think the government said at some point in time. Well, the U.S. does it. We have to do it too now. They can't be the only ones. So what I'm seeing here out of Anna Jarvis is this is more the creative endeavor, that it doesn't have to deal with as much of the sexual attraction between any relationship. This could be the Emperor and the Empress, especially, okay, so ruled by Venus, which is love and money, the house of love and, or the planet of love and money. And the Queen of Pentacles, I mean, she has a very Empress, you know, she's like a pre-Empress. She's like an Empress on Earth instead of divine. So the ability to embody that Empress energy and create out of it with a sense, you know, of just empathy. And for those of you, the Sagittarius moon with the Taurus sun, I'm seeing this creative endeavor is far more related to a financial objective, that this will also breed a great material wealth. And in her case, I mean, she may have come from money, but she created a holiday, a material thing that is celebrated every single year. So that is a material aspect. That day is now materially known as Mother's Day. So the creation of something that has long-term longevity. And in some cases, it definitely, it can achieve prosperity in your material world. It can set you up for either being known where you go. It could be set up as you're able to start a saving plan that it actually works towards creating generational wealth. This is definitely a generational card. And the Empress is something that it also just continues to nurture it. So it's something, an idea that continue to evolve and grow. Like I said earlier when I had the guided message, channeled message, is it's something that can lead into a series, you know, a couple books that will lead into a TV show. You know, I mean, when Star Wars created, I mean, we didn't think that we'd have like all these shoot-off books, and then all of a sudden, you know, Lucasfilms got bought out by Disney, and now we have like 6 different Star Wars series, and we continue to have books. So there's a longevity to it. So this for you Tauruses, I see this more as a strong partnership between an Emperor and an Empress, both two people very knowledgeable, very strong, very in their power, that are able to create this prosperous project and creative goal. Yeah, it's just, I think it involves a little awakening for you. Okay, this is the awakening. Thank you very much. I mean, this looks very just practical, you know. Thank you, our Sagittarius moon, Taurus sun. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the help. Before leaving this reading, go ahead to the end of the video. There's a short breathing exercise. Thank you very much again. Love and light. All right, Sagittarius moon, Gemini sun. What messages do we have that Spirit wants to talk to you about? We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So this 10 of Wands here was for you. Just specifically, I mean, whenever there's synchronicities in a reading, know that this is the message that was definitely meant for you. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is Elizabeth the First. Now, obviously, Elizabeth the First, I mean, there can be a lot said about her growth of a empire, but it was built on the backs of a lot of slaves and a lot of slave trade and a lot of blood. So what do you want to build your endeavor on? Do you want it to be built on the exploitation of others? To exploit someone, yeah, exploitation of others. Now, when I talked about this oppression before, it was all about feeling that way in the situation you were at. Like, there were external sources and external forces that, you know, you felt were limiting you. Now, most of this has to do with releasing a lot of that, battling those battles, fighting through, and getting past that 10 of Wands to the next stage, which, you know, I mean, it's not complete. It's not the whole karmic wheel that's finished. It's not this card. But it is pretty darn close. You know, it's telling you you're on the right path. And not only are you on the right path, that this path has a lot of fortune, a lot of Jupiter moments, you know, laid out for you. And this 10 of Wands in reverse is just the same thing. It's like your battles and the weight of all the struggles that you've been carrying with you are just part of life's lessons and learned. I mean, yes, they suck. Absolutely do they suck. And, you know, like I said before, it's probably what sent you into this hermit mode and, you know, this twist of fate that you felt excluded or oppressed or not subjugated, but I hope not subjugated. I mean, it could be, but you felt just taken advantage of a situation, you limited by a situation, and then something happened and you were able to change either your viewpoint, your perspective, your lens, and it created this opportunity where you were able to go inside and have your hermit moment and really learn something about either the person you were, the situation that got you there, and that is the growth that is going to lead to the fortune. So the message about this 10 of Wands in reverse was absolutely for you, and it was the best thing. You may not want to accept it right now, but it was one of the best things that could have happened to you at this time. It didn't feel good. Neither of these, I mean, the word failure is one of like the worst. That and stupid are one of the worst words, you know, to use to explain somebody. And interference, I mean, these things weren't easy to deal with. But again, Hermit is all about learning those lessons. And you've got the Emperor and the Empress. So whatever it is you learned are going to lead to great growth. All right. Thank you very much for joining. That was my Sagittarius moons and my Gemini suns. This was basically just repeating the message that I gave you earlier about this. Spirit just wanted to reinforce it, I guess, a little bit. I would say the last thing that I just mentioned, again, you are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. So that Wheel of Fortune is definitely how you're coming out of that 10 of Wands, okay? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And before you leave, go ahead and check out a short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for coming back, my Sagittarius moon and my Cancer sun. So, as I kind of mentioned when I was shuffling out the cards, before, when I do the meditating on the cards, I always ask Spirit for any additional messages before we start. And this is the additional message that they gave me. Bodhisattva, the 6 of Wands. And this really does go with this 10 and this 9 of Wands when I was talking about battles. Like this is how you felt. And these are all the battles you're going to have to fight. And even though they're going to be hard, in some way, you're going to enjoy overcoming them. You're just going to learn each time. Now, I'm going to specifically focus on in who she was because that is what the message came for. Bodhisattva was a leader of a village or tribe, Isania, I think, in Britannia. Now, when her father ruled the nation, he had made a pact with the Roman Empire as a means, you know, to grow the city and to take advantage of their technology, which at the time were aqueducts and roads. Now, when her father died, the Roman Empire decided that they were going to make a move on her territory, and they invaded, and some of the soldiers raped her daughters. So she leveled 3 cities in her, I guess, war of revenge, in her battle for retribution. So, I mean, in the end, she she killed a lot of people. I mean, and her warriors loved her and admired her. And in the sense, she had the righteous, like, you know, she was on the righteous side of a battle in her view, because, I mean, they betrayed her, killed her villager, her people, and then raped her daughters. Like, I mean, obviously you want to say who does that, but I mean, at one point in time, old white Romans did that. Of course they did. The fact that even now that rape is used as a war tool is just, I mean, Jesus, who are these? I mean, people want to call them dogs, but dogs are amazing creatures that are exceptionally loyal and loving. So I do not want to call them dogs. I wouldn't actually call these people any type of animal, because any type of animal isn't actually known to do that kind of horrendous psychological trauma on, I mean, physical and psychological trauma on another of its kind, because their conscience doesn't allow them to. So these these people with no conscience, just astounding. So for you, it's you knowing the battles you need to fight, and obviously you will win them, but don't go to, I mean, you know, there's always kind of like you want to say a moral to the story is, you know, I mean, she sacked London, she sacked St. Albans, and some other cities, but in the end, the Romans regrouped and conquered most of everything back, which just caused more war. So you are righteous in your journey. There is success in your journey, absolutely. And if it's, you know, if it is work related, I would say the moral is don't extend yourself too many places or too far. And if it is a relationship, especially Sagittarius people, don't acquiesce too much into certain limitations within the relationship that you feel start eroding away at your personal identity. Because there's so much of you that seeks a certain amount of freedom, and that if the routine becomes too mundane for you, that may kind of lead you a bit of astray at the situation. So one, try and be open and communicate how it's making you feel, and or try to change your routine up where it's a little less routine, or like go on vacation and write, or go on vacation and collaborate. And in the relationship, tell them, you know, listen, we can't keep doing these like regular traditional kind of activities. I can't stand it. It's starting to slowly kill my fire. So let's regroup and readdress. All right? But it's beautiful. I mean, everything I said, all of this, whatever endeavor you're taking, whatever romantic relationship you're taking, no matter the battles, you have to fight success. Success, success, success. And you're going to love and bask in that success, okay? So that is what I have for you. My Sagittarius moons and Cancer suns. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget, at the end of this video, there's a short breathing exercise before you head back out into the world. Love and light. All right. Thank you very much for returning. This is going to be our Sagittarius moon and our Leo sun. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Miss Florence Nightingale. So, what you definitely, because so much of this is predominantly like there's a creative adventure here. There's something creative in which you're doing, something that you've taken the time to become knowledgeable about. And now all of a sudden, love comes along. And you're like, wow, can I do both these things at the same time? Can I truly commit myself to the goal that I want to create by this new creative endeavor and maintain a healthy, loving relationship, especially one where I'm this attracted to the person? Am I going to be able to, you know, not meditate, not mediocre, moderate that relationship? Like, Is it not going to be a distraction? And oh my gosh, what if this guy becomes my, creative partner? Is that not going to affect, like, how am I going to be able to both work and live with the same person in a sense? I mean, you may not live together right away, but like I said, this absolutely has divine partner energy. Now for you, maybe it doesn't have divine partner energy, but you are a Leo, and I see Leo here. So I feel like this does apply to you. It may not apply to all Leos though, so please take it as it resonates. And this is just all about balancing. And now you're stuck asking yourself these questions. And I would say this, who or what is triggering you, this is your advice. And it doesn't have to be specifically as much as what is triggering you. I mean, in a sense, these questions probably are triggering you because they're like, do I deserve both of them? Can I handle both of them? Do I want both of them? Like all these that can lead you down a spiral. These choices that can, there's this imbalance. Like you want everything just to balance because you're so excited about this new opportunity, and then all of a sudden at the same time love comes in. So in this sense, I see it way more as it's not as much the triggering, but really trying to reflect upon yourself these kind of ideas of why is this even a question? This should be, of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can balance both those things. Of course you deserve both those things. Of course you want both those things. And yes, the timing may not have been what you wanted, but too bad. Life hands you life as it hands it to you. And as the moon says, it's all about adapting. And Leo, when have you not adapted to a situation? When have you not gone to battle for what you want? I mean, you literally manifested both these opportunities in, and now you're like, can I do it? Do I want it? Was that the right thing I was asking for? Yes, it was. What are you talking about? Why are you asking yourself these questions? Oh my God. Just stop. You got nothing but happiness here, Leo. Get out of your own way. Yes, don't question whether you deserve it or whether it was the right timing or not. Work through it as you need to work through it. Okay? I actually really like that for you. The Two of Pentacles, of course, also since it is a pentacle, it is the start of something materially grounded. So this is a slow start, but understanding the balance that's required and understanding that it is about balancing act between these two kind of worlds. It'll start grounding you. Slowly but surely, it won't be as much fire. It'll be a little bit more earth. Yeah? I think that's great for you. Especially if you're, in this case, a Leo sun and a Sagittarius moon, which are both very fire signs. So I think a little earth in this situation is probably good. Maybe you have to ask yourself those questions just so you can answer them yourself. Like I said, tarot is not about telling you anything you don't already know. It's just reinforcing what your intuition is trying to tell you. Like all these little niggles in your brain that are trying to tell you to go to go a certain direction, or if that person is really love, or whatever. This just reinforces those. Okay. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. At the end, don't forget to check at the end of this video is a short breathing exercise. Okay. Thank you very much, Sagittarius moon, Leo sun, love and light. All right, thank you very much for returning to me, our Sagittarius moons and our Virgo suns. Wait, this is the Virgo sun. I'm not even done here I'm not done over here yet. I haven't gotten to the second row. You got the Nine of Wands. So again, when any synchronicities come out, it is confirmation that this message is, like the specific message of this card was for you. This is about fighting your battles. Jovita Idar. Eventually she was part of a family of journalists in the Texas area. But I mean, or half of her family were in Mexico. This is all during, when that territory was fluctuating between who claimed it and who was living there. So, you were on one side of the border one day, you were on the other side of the border the other day. And her family would write a lot about the conditions in which the indigenous people were subjected to. And what did it mean to be Mexican living in America, especially since she considered herself a Texan. So she was a Texan and a Mexican. So she ended up running the paper, once her brothers, or her father died, and she did it with her brothers, but it was just a constant, like the Nine of Wands, a constant battle. Like I said earlier, you're going to enjoy the battles that you're going to have to fight for. And like what in the battle in this sense, which is I think a great metaphor, especially since there's a creative endeavor involved, is each of the stories that she wrote about the conditions in which these people were subjected to as Texans in the USA with Mexican heritage. And, each story was a battle in and of itself. I mean, there were times when she was shut down by society, and they tried to limit the publication of her stories. I think they tried to bankrupt one of because I think they owned like 3 different publications or something like that. So they bankrupt one of them, and she had to consolidate into one newspaper. I mean, if you want, you can actually, I would recommend looking her up. Jovita Idar. Maybe you actually want to write a biography about her. Maybe that's what this is all about. And you are literally like all the battles, like it's you could turn it into a mini series of all the different stories that she wrote or something like that, and bring not just her to light, but all the stories that she wrote to light. And as certain cultures are going through a reimagination of their histories, and the different cultures are getting different voices, maybe it's time to hear this kind of Mexican Texan story and see how it resonates and where it comes from. So I'm getting that specifically in regards to the creative endeavor. I am not getting any message regarding love. So I think all the love messages or companionship messages that came out in the reading, either they resonate with you or they don't. But what was really for you is the battles that you're going to fight, and how you address them. Like, obviously she investigated. So if you're on this like new project where you got all the knowledge you need through this self-realization that was stimulated by this just kind of act of divine intervention, then it's how you overcome each one of these battles. It's the process in which you take. Do you learn, like if it's a legal issue, do you learn about what the law really says? What is the copyright law? Like, what kind of funding do I need? Like, you talk to a bank about funding, because like her paper needed to be funded too. If you want to start something that requires subscription, do a real assessment of what is the overhead cost to run something? What is the, what kind of salary or do I want to be taking home as a profit gain margin? And how many subscriptions would I have to meet in order to meet that projected goal? And what would the cost of the subscription have to be? Now, and also realize that most companies run in the red for the first 2 to 3 years that they're live. So you're not going to most likely recuperate any kind of profit on a manageable scale until about the 3rd year of a business. Now, that's not to say that's the rule for everyone. It's just I guess a healthy reminder that you just don't go out and make $1 million. But like if you're writing something, it may take a year or 2 for it to be picked up. Don't give up. Keep fighting those fights. Because one of these wands is going to be the story that, turns you into an icon. All right. That is a beautiful message that I have for you, my Sagittarius, moons, Virgo, suns. I really recommend looking her up. She might be part of the inspiration for you. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. Fast forward to the end of this video where there's a short breathing exercise, and have a lovely day. Love and light. All right, thank you for returning to me, my Sagittarius moons and my Libra suns. So Sagittarius moon and Libra suns. You got Carrionation, which is the Four of Swords in reverse. Now, I mean, these are all messages from Spirit. So the additional message that Spirit wanted to give you, definitely, you can have a little, try and have a little bit more fun right now. Try to be a little like if you're the one that's kind of structured by this hermit energy and this earth energy, you know, if you just, you're feeling, okay, yeah. And especially, like I said earlier, because this new moon is in Capricorn, you may be feeling excluded from situations. You may be self-isolating. And Libra, what it's telling you is that really, if you're a Libra sun with this Sagittarius moon, is need to find a way to have a little bit more fun. You need to find a way to get out of a bit of that funk, that feeling excluded, and just go include yourself in the situation. I think you might have spent enough time in this hermit mode, or you may still be in this hermit mode, but what you need some kind of distraction that gets you back on track, because I feel in a certain sense that this isolation has led to a bit of stagnation. And specifically with Carrionation, because she was such a prohibitionist and anti-alcohol activist, I really feel that having just a little bit of fun, being a little bit less inhibited, might do you some good right now. Now, I'm not saying go out and get wasted, do drugs, and have sex with 8 different people. No. I'm saying find something that distracts you, that is fun and creative for you. This could be going to a concert. This could be going to a bar with girlfriends. You know, it doesn't mean you can't be responsible when you drink. It could be, honest, I mean, you may go shopping, especially this time of year. Just getting out and seeing things. Going to a zoo for some reason is coming to mind. Like going and seeing the animals at the zoo. Sagittarius is, you love animals. You connect with nature really like on a soul level. You almost have to have some nature with you. So, and as someone who equally loves nature, I know zoos can be a little bit depressing, and it may not be the outlet that you're looking for because you don't like seeing animals in cages, because you yourself are a Sagittarius and you don't like cages. But, you know, in this instance, it may be the festivity of it. And, you know, there's a place in Berlin, I don't want to completely give it away, because some people kind of know where it is. Like you can go inside a certain building and you can look out this big glass and you look into the zoo and you look into the monkey enclosure. But actually, if you go on top of this building and you sit there, or you stand there, or whatever. We used to have lunch there a lot, me and my friends. And you can watch them. Like you're outside in the nature. You're not looking through a glass. And you don't see just like a ground level view of what you're looking at. You get to see a peripheral view and an overhead view. So even if you're not like going, like I said, zoos may not be the most, they can be a bit depressing, you know, seeing animals in cages. But some of these animals, I think, you know, it just watching them still at a distance can relax and calm you. It can recenter you and inspire you and make you, it just can, it can bring this kind of like energy to you, you know, just sun, breathing, life, energy. All right. Okay. That is the message I have for my Sagittarius moon, Libra sun. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I truly appreciate all the support. Go ahead and fast forward now to the end of this video, where there's just a short 1-minute breathing exercise just to close out your energy field and reset those boundaries. Thank you very much. Love and light. All right, welcome back. My Sagittarius moons and my Scorpio sun. We also got 2 cards here, both in reverse. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, wait, not both in reverse. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then the 7 of Wands upright. Now, I like the 7 of Wands. I really do. Because this, I mean, and considering how much I've spoken of battles or trials, you know, which, like, all these, like, tests that you're going to have to go and conquer. Like the 7 of Wands, and, you know, it's all about healthy boundaries. So the 7 of Wands is, you know, really forging a distinctive plan to come at a situation and conquer it, to be your best self, to show your best self, to prove to everyone that you are your best self. Now, what I was getting when I say that, it's that whole, like, even the distraction of this sexual energy that's happening possibly in this creative endeavor and partnerships, or even an imbalance between power structures within your relationships. This 7 of Wands means that you have the strength within you to conquer these, and with a very distinctive, decisive battle strategy, and without, you know, any kinds of manipulation or gaslighting or anything, or you just find, you know, this, you set yourself, this is, you know, I see this is what's wrong, this is the toxic energy, I'm gonna just cut it out of my life. Now, the Ace of Wands in reverse, very interesting, Scorpio, it being together. Okay, in this, since this creative endeavor and sexual endeavor can both relate to an Ace of Wands situation, I am seeing that in this case, it is specifically referring to the sexual energy. Okay, like, you will straight up, you know, you will go nunnery on this situation before you miss out on the success that it has to reap. That in this sense, all the battles and stuff that you have to fight is going to be against your passion for this person. And that's not a bad thing in the sense, I mean, one, not jumping in to a relationship with this individual is probably a good thing, and it will lead to a healthier long-term commitment later on. And I think that is the strategy that you should be forming and formulating and taking action on. Because, like I see in the divine partnership and with this creative endeavor, there is a lot of success in both of them. But what you need to focus on just right now is the creative aspect of it, and knowing what it is you have to offer in that creative relationship and what this other individual has to offer in this creative relationship. You may have to distract yourself with other people depending on, you know, whether you have more male or female energy in you, or you may literally abstain from sexual energy for the time being because you don't even want to be tempted by having that kind of energy around you. That, okay, now that you've had it with someone else, that makes it okay to start seeking it in the person you're with. I would say take some time. As it is a 7, I would at least give it a month and a half after you guys really start creating this material thing, this project. 7 weeks, I mean, almost 2 months, I would say. Give it at least definitely, you know, a month and a half to 2 months before you take it to the next level. Because I think that, like, getting to know each other and, like, seeing those situations where you feel like less of a person in front of them, or you don't feel smart enough in front of them, or you feel like what you produce isn't good enough, or what you say isn't smart enough. It just, I like to get through those instances. I think you need to build the foundation a little bit stronger on some real setting up those healthy boundaries. So that is what this card is also really about, setting up those healthy boundaries. I mean, I'd like to say an extended 2 months, but I mean, giving timing advice like that's a little arbitrary, like, you know, arbitrary numbers, but don't succumb to basic, like that moment of weakness. You'll be much stronger in the long run if you don't. And Scorpio, I know that's you think, what can a little sex hurt? You know, how can a little sex, you know, change the situation? And the thing is a lot of you Scorpios, when you say that, you don't realize that you're the one that changes it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe, or subscribe, either or. And all of them help me out, and I appreciate all the support. Go ahead and fast forward now to the end of this video where there's a short breathing exercise. Thank you very much. Love and light. All right, Sagittarius moon, welcome back. We are on to Capricorn already? Nope, we're up to Sagittarius. We're up to you. What am I thinking? Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius sun. Why isn't this focusing? There we go. All right, you have Octavia Butler. Now, speaking of creative endeavors, she's also obviously a writer. We've got another writer over here. And yeah, here. But so what I'm seeing from you, teamwork is definitely part of the message for you. So this divine partnership might actually just be a team dynamic. Now, I'm not sure about that, Sagittarius, since there's a lot of fire up here. So I feel like regardless, even if it is a teamwork, you're really, even if you're looking for just a stable team, like you finally just want something that is just focused on, you know, creating and getting the objective done. Through that, you end up meeting people who have similar desires, wants, goals, and outcomes for their life as you do, which may lead to a commitment situation, relationship situation. But I also see a lot of sexual tension and energy here. So regardless of, like, as much as you want to focus on this Three of Pentacles, and much of this teamwork is rooted in material gain and wealth and foundation, and how much support this opportunity is going to provide you to get past all these insecurity situations that are presenting itself to you. It is going to be, you know, you did not go into this looking for a love situation. You did not take this time away to get focused and directed just so you could have some sexy individual distracting you. Okay? You came into it because you wanted to create a long-term wealth commitment in some way. And again, like I mentioned earlier, because it is Octavia Butler, it may be something that it may be a writing. What you're really doing is definitely writing something and then possibly turning it over to a team for a Hollywood team or a production studio to be made into a movie. Because she does have one of her books is being turned into a movie right now. So, and it could be based on real life situations. You could be writing an autobiography of some sort. That also is very much in line with this Nine of Wands energy over here. So even when I see synchronicities between some of the messages, you know, not just inside that main deck, but the clarifications, I see like direct lineages and linkages to you or to that, you know. And I feel that because you put all this work in, you're almost afraid to take that step towards a relationship. But like I said, I think with you, once you realize that you have similar interests, goals, you know, values, you're going to end up not being able to avoid it as much as you'd like. You know, the beauty in life, and in some say the tragedy in life, okay? But you work with what you've got. Thank you very much, my Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius sun. I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget, at the end of this video is a short breathing exercise. I hope to see you there. Love and light. All right, thank you very much, my Sagittarius moons with my Capricorn sun. You, Capricorns, got the Page of Wands. Very interesting, I find, for Capricorns. So Elsa von Freitag Loringhofen, she was an eccentric, you know, dressed itself up all day in sequin, like just like the eccentric of eccentric, you know. She was an artist, originally, I believe from Germany. Europe, she might have been Dutch, but I think she's from Germany. Moved to New York, and like, you know, one of her artistic pieces was like a toilet, you know, and with different pieces put on. But what she did, she had a artistic view, and she lived it. Like, she made no apologies. She would walk around town in eccentric clothes all the time because she was living her full agency. She loved art. She loved expressing herself. She loved what she was doing. She was inspired by what she was doing. She was inspired by love as well. She fell in love numerous times, and men were very, you know, intrigued by her because she was so confident in what she was doing. So for you, Capricorns, I would say embrace that kind of like who you are, that eccentricity of who you are. And if you don't know what makes you a little eccentric, you know, meditate. I would say do a little bit of self-realization on that, because it's a powerful way to move through life, being confident in who you are. And don't apologize for who you are. Find that team of people, that creative partner that you can create real art with. And in this case, because she was such an eccentric artist, Capricorn, this is really an unusual message for you, especially since this is Capricorn moon, and it's all about feeling like excluded. And the reason you may be feeling excluded is because, like I said, you aren't embracing your eccentricities, and you don't think other people will have the same, you know, ideas as you, or values as you, or interpretations of situations as you. But there is a divine partner out there, and you might actually, you know, meet them if you congregate in the spaces that actually represent who you are, instead of apologizing in a sense for who you are, and, you know, avoiding the places where you actually would feel most comfortable. I would also say, in some sense, just take a chance on something. I think that's a real distinct message for when you take a chance on something. Like, don't put too much thought in it. Okay? Don't overthink it. Just take a chance. That Sagittarius moon of you should be able to handle that kind of energy. Take a chance on something. And with her, because she was a foreigner living in this country, maybe you need to take a chance moving someplace else. I'm not sure. But it's, yeah, she's a real unique individual. Definitely a unique individual. Embrace that uniqueness, okay? All right, thank you very much, Sagittarius moon, Capricorn sun. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Fast forward to the end of this video, where there is a short breathing exercise, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Love and light. Welcome back, our Sagittarius moon, our Aquarius sun. We have for you the Two of Wands. Very interesting. We've got Two of Pentacles up here for Leo. It's a total of different, like, there's always about choice and perspective. But this is definitely the fire element that I see so predominant here. So here we have Sarah Grimke and Angelina Grimke. They left home where they were from, I believe in Louisiana. I'm not specifically sure, but they went north and they opened up schools, and they tried to teach about, you know, why segregation was wrong. And they tried to be a little bit more liberal than how they, you know, growing up in the South, in the plantations and stuff like that. And they were more abolitionists. There's a lot of abolitionists in these days. There is in these cards. Okay, so the Two of Wands for you. Oh. It's creative endeavor. Maybe it does have to do with starting a school of some kind or a learning program of some kind. I had to adjust and touch this. So the message of enjoy the purity of your mind and actions. The lotus flower symbolizes purity, which indicates that we need to put great effort into becoming a pure being by practicing the Bodhisattva's way of life, cultivating and maintaining a good heart, and then trying to engage in actions that are similar. I think, yeah, wow, the fact that I was drawn to say that, like, you know, their actions. So, you definitely may be working on a creative endeavor that has some kind of social justice direction for you. This could be female social justice. This can be LGBTQA social justice. This can be Black social justice. This can be indigenous, social justice. Or other, I would say, not just American indigenous people, but other Latin countries, the indigenous people they're from. Maybe you're doing work for Ukraine. I don't know. For some reason, these women, even though Grimke doesn't scream Ukrainian back last name, Nachname. They do, actually the attire in Ukraine during this time was much more colorful, but there might be, yeah, definitely something. Your preparation, the journey that you're setting out to do, which is what this is a journey that you're on. Your creative endeavor may actually be, like, I got a lot of, like, writing and movies and stuff like that. No music, surprisingly, but yours is different. This is how to teach kids or how to teach adults. I would say sometimes adults need the most teaching on some of these diversity issues. It could be a creative way of, like, you may go to different countries and try and teach women, how they can start their own business, how they can start their own company. You may be a immigrant from a country and you're returning to that country to use what you've utilized here and gained as far as knowledge and experience to help a society better themselves where you were from. But this is a journey. This isn't going to be a sit home and only reflect kind of situation. This is an outward extended participation in a landscape journey. This feels to me way more socially driven. It doesn't mean that the other ones weren't or doesn't have to be, but this is directed definitely, like, there is I don't want to say problem that you need to solve, because I don't like those things. There's something that needs a solution, and you're going to find a solution towards, a malpractice or an injustice of some sort is what I'm seeing here or feeling. And again, since it's two people, you are not going to do this journey on your own. Like I said, there is some divine partnership happening here. And whether it is literally just business or it is sexual, or it starts business, turns sexual, romance, there is a lifetime connection that you're going to make with an individual, and you two are going to go on this journey together. All right. Thank you very much, Sagittarius moon, my Aquarius sun. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. I enjoy all the support. I appreciate it. And just fast forward real quick to the end for a short breathing exercise. Love and light. All right. Thank you very much for joining back to me, our Sagittarius moon and our Pisces sun. What we have for you here is going to be the 10 of Swords in reverse. So I think out of all the different aspects of signs, subsigns, I think you're a lot farther along in this journey than some other people. You may have already met this person that you're a partner with. You may already have brainstormed and put together a lot of these ideas, but now you're just stuck in this kind of like reassessment state. Like, I feel you've already found, I think you and this partner have already found this Ace of Cups, person that you're collaborating with, and like these are all, like, you've already put together like all these different methods and scripts of how to, or treatments, you know, or what do they call those, elevator pitches of how to get this made, how to get this completed, what's the next step, you know, how do we work as a team. I feel like that painful process right now is what you're going through, but it's almost at its end. I mean, I really feel like, yeah, I mean, all these swords kind of going into her brain, looking to like pierce through her shell, but she's keeping it all at bay. They're not there. She's still just sitting in the middle, looking serene, looking beautiful. You know, like she can take it all. But I mean, this is the moment of knowing that it's over, that you're releasing all those swords. This is just, you're on the cusp of doing it. It's not quite there yet. Oh, come on. I said you may want to look up her name, Lupe Velez. But I mean, really, this is just, I think, for you, a chiming thing. I think that this pain is almost over, this agonizing, and this is all about your thoughts too. Like, honest, like all these limitations, it really is, it's that brainstorming process, though, what you're getting out of it, the positive and the negative. And really, I mean, the Ten of Swords, they can just be so overpowering because most things you can just leave behind you, but your thoughts will travel into the dreams with you, you know? I mean, they plague you as you're trying to go to sleep. You're in your shower, you know, just trying to clean off and refresh yourself for the day, and those thoughts are still there. All you can do nonstop is think about all these issues that you're trying to deal with. And you may be doing and going through that right now, and all you have to do is, you're almost there. It's this awakening. You're going to have an awakening moment. You're going to have, I mean, it's the judgment and the awakening. Things are going to work out, okay? The sun is right around the corner, okay, Pisces? All right, thank you very much, my Sagittarius moon, Pisces sun. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Share with a friend, of course. Tell someone you know, or someone you don't know. No, I'm just kidding. And right after this video is just a short breathing exercise. All right, thank you very much. Love and light. Now take a deep breath. In deep, pure, clear, purifying energy. Pure white light. Now just calm yourself and focus in on the sounds.